tanks, there's vodka, there's Russian roulette, there's wrestling beers. It's just some Russian shit. It's Gamers Inc. back with, and I feel like it's been a while, but back with another documentary, switching it up, doing something a little bit different. And this band is a completely polarizing band, and it's one that's just taken the internet and ourselves by storm as well. So I thought, why the hell not? Let's do a documentary. Let's educate myself more on this band, and hopefully you guys learn something new as well. So if you've not already guessed from the thumbnail, this documentary is going to be on the one, the only Slaughter to Prevail. Now, if you know anything about this band, you should know that there's a little bit of controversy surrounding them, but they are completely polarizing characters. So let's get straight into the video. Slaughter to Prevail is a Russian deathcore band from, absolutely going to butcher the place, Yekaterinburg. Let me know in the comments. In 2015, the band released an EP called Chapters of Misery, which was followed 2 years later by a full album called Misery Sermon. The band are known worldwide not only for being one of the heaviest and darkest bands with regards to the music, but also the visuals that come associated with them. The band's vision is to bring extreme heavy music back to the forefront of music, and boy do they do just that. The band is currently signed to Sumerian Records, and this is a large record label with the likes of Askin Alexandria signed underneath this banner. And after signing, their second studio album, titled Kostolum, was released on August the 13th, 2021. Side note, when doing my research for this documentary, it seems like there's a little bit of legal issues going on with Slaughter to Prevail and their record label. I think that the band aren't currently happy with the deal that they've got with the record label at the moment, so just keep that in mind. Right, this bit's going to be fun. I'm going to completely butcher every single one of these names, so for your enjoyment, let's go. So the current band is made up of the following band members. Leading at the front with the vocals, it's Alexander Shikolai, aka the one and only Alex Terrible. Lead guitarist Jack Simmons, nice and easy from the UK. Bass guitarist Mikhail Petrov. Drummer Evgeny Novikov, Jesus. And rhythm guitarist Dmitry Mamadov. Yeah, close enough. There are also a few previous band members that have been involved in the band in some way, shape or form due to Alex the Terrible's previous band, We Are Obscurity. I'll put this lovely graphic up of the timeline so I don't have to mispronounce a lot more names. You're welcome. Before forming Slaughter to Prevail, British guitarist Jack Simmons was a member of the London-based deathcore act Acrania, and Russian vocalist Alex Terrible amassed a cult following on YouTube for his vocal covers of ridiculous songs that should not have any place in deathcore, but somehow he made it happen. Alex himself says that the band was formed from Jack noticing some of Alex Terrible's vocal covers on YouTube, and Alex was releasing these covers because he was frustrated that no one else was wanting to work with him at the time, so he just took it upon himself to release those on YouTube. And this is a direct quote from Alex saying, "I thought to myself, fuck it, I will do covers, and I dropped my first ones on YouTube. I got a lot of hype around my videos, and I was surprised when guitarist Jack Simmons from England found me and messaged me on Facebook saying, hey man, let's do some shit." So we put a few songs on the internet and people liked it. A lot of water has flowed after that time, and we continue to develop. Jack and I are fathers of the band. Before being named Slaughter to Prevail, the band were actually called Horrible Flesh, although they never actually released any music underneath this band name. The band decided that they didn't like the name, and then Alex came up with what we know and love now, Slaughter to Prevail. Not only are the band polarizing for their music, they're also very well known for the mask that Alex Terrible dons during his performances, and there's an interesting story behind this mask. In an interview with Empire Extreme, Alex says, "I was working out at the gym. During a break, I started drawing. When I was young, I had a thing for superheroes. I love Spider-Man and Spawn, and they both wore masks. The devil mask kind of grew from that. I think a lot of people love the mask concept. So as an artist, I wanted to do some sort of image for my band. At first, Jack didn't like the idea, but after seeing the reaction from it, he's cool with it. The mask is kind of like my soul. I put all my feelings and hate into it. It started with the music first. I would put these feelings into my lyrics. I would see all the lies all around me, especially inside of myself, and I needed a way to work out all this shit. I see all this shit around me. On the outside, I'm strong, but my mind is distracted and needs to be focused. It's like I see all the devils around me. So the mask is a mirror of this world. I just imagine the face of this world, and this is what we came up with." Terrible was initially a member of the deathcore band from Russia called We Are Obscurity, but the band disbanded after not being able to find a record label. Simmons enlisted Terrible's help, as well as Russian drummer Anton Podyaki, to form Slaughter to Prevail. They released the EP Chapters of Misery in 2015, and the official videos for the song Hell and Misery received millions of views on YouTube. As a result of their success, they signed with Sumerian Records, and in 2016 2016, they re-released Chapters of Misery with a new song as The Vulture's Circle, and this was their debut release under the label. In May 2016, it was announced Slaughter to Prevail would be performing at Summer Slaughter alongside bands such as Cannibal Corpse. Misery Sermon, Slaughter to Prevail's full-length debut studio album, was released in 2017. Terrible, the album's vocalist, stated that the album was inspired by hatred and misery seen in everyday life, particularly with the fact that Russian shows were often cancelled due to religious reasons, which they were directly affected by. Slaughter to Prevail were invited to Summer Slaughter in 2017, but were unable to attend due to visa issues at the time. Slaughter to Prevail were also invited to the 10th anniversary tour of Suicide Silence, and this was scheduled to take place across the US and Canada in November and December of 2017. However, once again, the band encountered visa issues and were unable to attend. Following on from this, the band released a new single called Baba Yaga, and this was named after a being from Slavic folklore in 2021. Loudwire named it the third best metal song of 2021. Baba Yaga is often referred to as the most Russian music video ever, and for good reason. If you've not seen it, you need to check it out already. There's tanks, there's vodka, there's Russian roulette, there's wrestling beers. It's just some Russian shit. Kostolum, their second full-length album, was released on August the 13th, 2021. The album debuted at number 4 on iTunes. In an interview, guitarist Jack Simmons said Kostolum translates roughly to bone breaker or break bones. The band say that the message of this album is to keep fighting and overcoming all difficulties in life no matter what, even if you have to break a few bones along the way. Slaughter to Prevail are known for their heavy and dark songs, with a heavy emphasis on vocalist Alex Terrible's deep gutturals. Chikolai stated that the band was heavily influenced by other deathcore bands such as Suicide Silence. He says Bring Me the Horizon, but they're their own genre, and Carnifex. Because the majority of the band members are Russian, most of their lyrics are in Russian, but they do mix it up with some English here and there. Now, what's a deathcore band without a little bit of controversy? And Slaughter to Prevail definitely can provide that. Whilst Slaughter to Prevail are clearly a polarizing band, not only are they fighting the misconceptions of deathcore in general, but they are constantly battling, even at their own home in Russia, who, to put it politely, aren't exactly the most welcoming to deathcore bands. Even recently, prior to obviously the tragedy that's happening in Ukraine, when the band were touring in Russia, the Russian police would just turn up to the tour and straight up shut the show down, claiming that the band was spreading violent and suicidal propaganda, but the band are refusing to lie down, and the band are using it as motivation to make more heavy shit. The band recently got into a bit of hot water with some fans who were expressing their disappointment in seeing that the band had taken a silent stance on the current situation with Ukraine and Russia, with some people even stating that the band themselves and their music videos, Baba Yaga for example, were Russian propaganda, and that must instantly mean that the band support the war. This is complete bullshit. Alex himself released a statement on behalf of the band saying,
"I'm making an official statement on behalf of the whole band as a leader. I'm Alex Terrible, play for Slaughter to Prevail. I'm vocalist. We play deathcore, death metal, and showing the guns and weapons and tanks in our video clips, and so on. Despite this fact, we against the war. We against any war. It is so hurt us to see what is happening right now in Ukraine. And we've been in Ukraine many times with the shows, and our last tour finished in Ukraine. Please do not make the whole Russian people an accomplice. I wish you a beautiful, peaceful sky above your head. Thank you for your attention."
Alex the Terrible himself is a polarizing figure that is known just as much for his vocal covers of your favorite pop band as he is for the heavy tracks that he makes with Slaughter to Prevail. Alex has created an interesting, to say the least, online persona, not only from using his signature mask on stage for his persona, but also his presence on YouTube. The name of his channel, do you want to have a guess? Satanic Motherfucker 666. No shit. Oh, and did I mention that there's videos of him wrestling bears for fun? If that's not Russian, I don't know what is. Not only is Alex known for his badass vocals, but he's also got a very interesting and unique look. Alex says that he's got his first tattoo when he was 14, and from then he just wanted to get a full body sleeve as quick as possible. Interestingly, in some interviews he says that there's no deep story behind his tattoos. He just wanted to cover himself as quick as possible with as many tattoos, and he also openly says that he copied off the likes of Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon and Mitch Looker from Suicide Silence, and they really inspired his sort of style and his tattoos as well as his vocals. Interestingly, Alex said that he had no money and no job back in the early days, so he started teaching vocal lessons lessons through his YouTube channel. What started as a way just to earn some extra dollar eventually progressed into something that he genuinely enjoyed, with Alex himself saying that people were messaging him saying, "This is fucking crazy. I watch your covers and I want to do vocals like you." So he obliged. What may seem like an overnight success for Alex and Slaughter to Prevail isn't necessarily the truth, and couldn't be any further from the truth, to be honest. He has truly been grinding for years, and whilst researching for this documentary, it was funny to see that Alex Terrible was actually a unicorn for some, with people going to Reddit almost 8 years ago trying to search for more information around this character. People just wanted to get more information on the enigma that is Alex Terrible. Along with being the frontman for Slaughter to Prevail, Alex also runs a really successful Patreon called Russian Hate Project, in which he releases vocal covers for all types of songs. Yes, even Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. So really, show him some support and check it out. Interestingly, the Russian Hate Project has progressed to what it was, which was initially Alex making a group of people that enjoyed going to the gym and liked extreme metal vocals. In multiple interviews, you can see that Alex grew up in sort of a very hostile environment in Russia. He was one of the first people in his town to have tattoos, and he was looked upon negatively by a lot of people. He says that you couldn't even wear skinny jeans without getting beat up from where he was from. This led him into a bit of a spiral where he started to get an addiction to drugs at an early age. And that's when he cites that music really turned his life around in those early years. And he describes that he was constantly in a fog until he started making music, and then that really gave him a whole new appreciation of life, and he started to turn his life around. Now, what does the future hold for Slaughter to Prevail? This is a really difficult question, and to be honest, there's no direct answer at the moment. Because of everything that's happened in Russia and Ukraine, which you can totally understand, the band don't really have a clear direction as to where they're going to next. There's lots of visa issues, and really it's down to the band themselves to try and stay relevant. From looking at tour dates, there's only one current tour date, and that's in Russia itself, and it's unknown if the band are looking to tour in the US or Europe this year. Alex is still actively releasing songs and covers on YouTube and Patreon, and the band themselves actually released a new live video of their Bonebreaker performance in Moscow. Yes, we are 100% going to react to that. I purposely made sure that I didn't watch this video just to make sure that I could react to it after. But yeah, that's it for Slaughter to Prevail. Let me know what you guys thought of the documentary in the comments, and if I've missed any information, please do hit me up and let me know. Guys, if you can let me know in the comments as well who you want me to do a documentary on next. I absolutely love doing these, and hopefully you guys love it as much as I do. If you like the video, if you can drop a like, I'd really appreciate that. And we're very nearly at 10k subs as well. Honestly, it melts my heart. You guys are absolutely killing it. We appreciate you. For now, it's been Gamers Inked. Peace.